Welcome back, Legendary Potato here, and today I wanted to talk about some things that I feel like the Better Together update should probably have if I want to be able to play it in the future, as right now I'm not really too impressed with the game. There's a lot of minor things that I would kind of tweak to make it a lot more to how I would actually want it to be if I wanted to play it. So I'm going to discuss some of those things in this video, and let me know what you guys think down in the comments section of some of these as well. And now that the game's officially out of the beta, I feel like these are things that I can discuss a little bit more, of course, since now it's fully released, it's out. But anyways, hope you guys will enjoy this video. If you do, make sure you leave a like on it. Anyways, let's get right into it. So it's just a bunch of small things, especially for like survival and stuff. I have a lot of things that I would make to just pretty much improve it in general, since I really love survival, and just making sure the survival experience is really just top quality is important to me. And then there's also some things as well, since I kind of do a lot of map making, then there's a lot of things that should be improved in there as well. So these things are going to be kind of things that are inspired from just kind of Minecraft Console Edition in general, so things just kind of like that I liked that aren't in this new version, and I kind of like to see those, of course. So anyways, let's get right into it. So this first one's probably a little weird one, but it's just getting the console style graphics. Now, pretty much when you look between the two versions, I've done comparison videos on these before, but they're really different in the ways they look. Now, like Better Together, you could say like, just a lot more colorful in a way, but also kind of in this like weird darker, it has like this weird lighting that I, don't really like as much as compared to like PC or, Console Edition, or it just looks really different and strange to me. Just kind of like, just the colors, the lighting seems weird. It just kind of seems off to me. Like, it just like, if it could just be slightly changed so it's a little closer to console, kind of like, I just enjoy the look, or if there's an option to change it so it looks like Console Edition, I think would be really cool. But I feel like once the super duper graphics pack comes out, and if I play with shaders on instead, that might compensate instead. So this one doesn't necessarily have to come, as long as the shaders and texture packs come out and like, look good and everything like that, then I can see that compensating for it. Now this next one here is survival coordinates, because right now they added coordinates into the game, but only for pretty much cheats or creative mode basically. So if you wanted to play 100% legit survival, then you would not be able to use survival coordinates. So that kind of sucks, because like I feel like these are hugely important for survival. And what they say about this, or claim about it, is that it makes survival too easy. But I feel like this just kind of makes it more difficult in a way that's not really even fun or fair or any sort of way. Like, if you used the coordinates, which are pretty much more of a tool than a cheat, where you can kind of, figure out where you're going and kind of learn your world with the coordinates, versus if you die and lose your house, then you'll never be able to find it again. If you built somewhere kind of far away, then you won't be able to find it, which just doesn't seem fair at all. So that's something you have to consider, is that like survival coordinates are so important, and for them to just kind of be like, oh yeah, we're not going to add them in just because we feel like they're cheating, that just seems really strange to me. So hopefully they do change this and, do survival coordinates on like the maps, like how it was on Minecraft Console Edition. Because this was actually a really good idea that they did, making the maps where it was actually, where it had the coordinates. I thought this idea worked really well, and it's even better than like how PC probably does, like having the F3 mode. I feel like having the coordinates on the map actually gave maps a huge purpose in the game as well, which made them really important as well. Not only just being able to get a visual of your map, but also having coordinates there like that made them into kind of a tool. But I wouldn't consider it a cheat, but hopefully they do look into this one. So this next one is kind of, I guess these next two rather are kind of similar, because it's the console-friendly GUI and console crafting. So pretty much there's a lot of user interface things which seem a little bit strange for a console to play, or on a controller, which a lot of these things are optimized for things like a phone or a tablet where you can just kind of click and press around. But when you get things like on this version, you get these really weird looking tabs which don't really make much sense. So there's just kind of spots where it just kind of feels awkward or inconvenient to go to a certain thing rather than something else as well. So it kind of doesn't make sense to me, some of the ways they laid out some of the things. But as well as that, like console crafting, I'm not a big fan of the way that they did the console crafting, or the crafting here on the Better Together update. I feel like what they ended up kind of doing with it just kind of makes it kind of awkward and weird to try to make things, or even in like creative mode trying to find things in your creative inventory. It just seems a little awkward to me, and just the way you craft things, it just doesn't work the way it does. Like, I feel like I feel like if they did what they did with console edition, or like what 4J did, where it's just kind of like you can either choose between classic crafting or you can choose between the interface they made, which actually was a really good interface, and they pretty much built on that interface since the very beginning, which was really cool as well, and they made a really good interface out of it as well. So this next one is proper world conversion. So this is more for the modding side of things. So this one doesn't really apply to you if you don't, do modding or anything. But for those of you that, are into the modding scene and you like doing that sort of stuff, which we do a bunch of that on this channel, of course, then you're not going to be able to do much modding conversion over to this new version, as currently there's a lot of things that don't convert properly. So I've had modded worlds that either just don't work the way they're supposed to, or just kind of crash completely. So having this work the way it's supposed to, like how the game's coded, like on PC and console, would be great, because there's a lot of things that just don't convert, lots of tags and stuff like that that just don't convert over, even though I think they exist. It's just that the world conversion process doesn't do it properly, and that's something that should be changed as well, because the worlds should be converted 100% correctly. Instead of have these things changed or removed or whatever's going on behind the scenes, they really should fix that. They should also make console-sized worlds and structures, pretty much like how console edition worlds generate, where it's just you can choose the size, and then the biomes can either be scaled up or down. Because right now, the way it is on Better Together is that you're going to get large biomes a lot, and it's just kind of weird. Like, it feels like it would be better if we could have an option for us console players to be able to still make worlds like the way we were able to before, where you could just pretty much load up a world, like set the size. Like if you wanted to be a classic, was it like 500 world, 500 meter block world, then you can be able to do that and just have a small world, because a lot of people like just having a cozy small world like that and then expanding it later. Once you've done so much in that world, then you can expand it and go from there. But with this, you don't really have that option as much. Like having the console-sized options and stuff like that, I feel like would be cool. And also the structure rarity. Like now, structures are really rare, which I guess, this is the way it is on PC. But for us, console players, is that structures were a little bit more common as biomes were smaller and there were more of them, so then you can end up finding more structures and stuff, of course. So being able to have all those structures closer together and stuff like that, it just made it more interesting to play survival than having to search thousands of blocks to finally find a structure somewhere. You would just be able to kind of look around and find one, and it'd be a cool rare occurrence, but also not too rare to the point where it's like you're traveling forever to find something. So it kind of made it like that, which I thought was kind of neat. So this one's kind of, nitty gritty, but a lot of people really don't seem to like this, is make the lava and the water like a lot better than what they look like right now. Because like if you look at the water or the lava textures, they just look really bad. At least like I really prefer the console textures. And it looks like the lava texture is like part of the beta textures, part of like Minecraft beta years ago. It looks like it's it's taken from that. And so it seems like the water, it just like, if it was just made where it's kind of more the way it was on console, where it's more like clear and actually has this cool animation to it and everything like that, because it's like they don't even have animations when they're flowing and stuff, which I've done console or I've done the graphics comparisons. I do recommend you guys check out those videos as well, because they kind of show some of these points that I'm making as well in a kind of way that makes sense. So this next one is like controls and camera. So some of the things, like most of all, like I feel like the controls are some of the most important things about a game. So being able to have controls that play nice and kind of work really well is very important for when you're playing a game. And I feel like this game kind of changes controls in a way that don't really make too much sense. I kind of am used to the way it is on Minecraft console. But some of the things that are changed about the controls or just kind of feels off or different, or like just kind of the camera just kind of feels like it's off in sort of way, just slightly different, where it kind of just throws you off when you're trying to do the same things you would have done before. So it's just kind of like, if there was an option to make it so where it's pretty much identical to the old Minecraft console edition, I feel like that would be a lot better, because that's the version I'm used to and that's the version I liked playing. So being able to have options like that to make it resemble that version a lot more, I feel like is really important to me. So things like removing, okay, so this is kind of getting nitty gritty, but things like removing default blocks in the creative inventory. So kind of like when you spawn in a creative world, it throws a bunch of blocks randomly in your inventory, or not randomly, but it gives you like this predetermined thing. Kind of a little annoyance, but I'm not really a big fan of having blocks put in my inventory by default. That just seems kind of weird to me. if they could just, like, you know, make that not happen, I think I'd appreciate that. But anyways, I think that's every point I wanted to make in this video. So hope you guys did enjoy the video. Let me know what you think down in the comments section as well, because I think these are all kind of points that are very important, at least to me. As somebody who's been playing Minecraft console editions for 5 years now, I kind of want these things to, you know, resemble this version. You know, so if it could be better and improved like this, I feel like it'd be a lot better and actually better together in a way versus whatever's going on right now. At least, like, this is important to me. I'm somebody who plays console edition a lot and will probably continue to play console a lot until these things are changed and made to the way that I would like them, or just a lot of console players as well, because I'm sure a lot of console players probably agree as well, is that they want these things. So anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you do leave a like on it and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I make the videos every single day, and if you want to see the next one, then make sure you hit that sub button and even turn on channel notifications if you want to get notified every single time I upload a video. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Peace.